Good morning, friends. How are you? I have here a friend, and his name is Beekle. Now, have you ever had an imaginary friend? You know what imaginary is? Imaginary is to imagine. So let's close our eyes and let's imagine a blue hen with red shoes and playing basketball. Can you imagine that? That's a fun thing to do, imagine. So we're going to be reading the adventures of Beekle, the imaginary friend, and the author, the person who wrote the book, is the same person who drew the pictures, which is the illustrator, is Dan Santat. So we look over here at the cover. And what do we see in the cover? Yes, we see grown-ups here, a woman, two men, and it seems that the only person seeing Beekle is the dog. What do you think this book is going to be about? The imaginary friend. Well, let's begin to see. He was born on an island far away where imaginary friends were created. Here, they lived and played, each eagerly waiting to be imagined by a real child. Look at all the imaginary friends. Which is your favorite one? I don't know. I think I like Beekle, but I also like the panda. Every night, he stood under the stars hoping for his turn to be picked by a child and given a special name. He waited for many nights. So here we see what's happening here. What's happening to the cat? Yes, you're right. He was imagined by a child, and he's going to that child. Let's see what happens next. But his turn never came. Can you see Beekle's face? How does he look? How do you think he feels? I don't know about you, but I would feel sad because I haven't been picked up or chosen or imagined. His mind filled with thoughts of all the amazing things that were keeping his friends from imagining him. So he's imagining all these things happen and why the children haven't chosen him. You can see that he's imagining that this kid is playing the guitar, this one is reading. So rather than waiting, let's see what he's going to do. So rather than waiting, he did the unimaginable. So unimaginable, on means not imaginable. So he did something that nobody expected. And we see here, and we see a dragon. So what is the imaginable thing he's doing? Yes, you're right. He's leaving the island. Where do you think he's going? He's looking for a friend. He wants someone to pick him. So maybe he's going to go and look for them. Let's see if I'm right. He sailed through unknown waters and faced many scary things. Oh, look at the whales. But thinking about his friends gave him the courage to journey on. Well, he has courage, that's right. He's not afraid. He's going to go and look for his friends until he reached the real world. So here's the real world. We see buildings and ships. And we can see him here in his little boat here. The real world was a strange place. No kids were eating cake. No one stopped to hear the music. And everyone needed nap time. So I think he did not imagine this is the way the real world would look. Let's see what happens next. Then he finally saw something familiar, so he followed. Do you know what that familiar thing is? Yes, we can see the tail of it. He had a good feeling about this place. What is this place? Yes, it's the playground. And here we can see Beekle doing different things in the playground. And I think he's looking for that imaginary friend. And here we see some of the imaginary friends. He climbed to the top of the tree and looked out, wishing and hoping his friends would come. So here we see him, and there's a lot of kids here. Maybe he'll find one. But no one came. Look at his face. How do you think he's feeling? How would you feel? And we see here a piece of paper. He thought about how far he'd come and how long he wanted and felt very sad. Then he heard a noise below. Hello? Could it be? Could it be that someone imagined him? Because she could see him. So he comes down the tree and he's giving her the paper. Oh, I like where this is going. Her face was friendly and familiar, and there was something about her that felt just right. Look at what she drew. So she already had imagined him. And at first, they weren't sure what to do. Just like when you have a friend and you meet someone, you're not sure what to do first. Neither of them had made a friend before. But after a little while, they realized they were perfect together. Beekle. Hi, Beekle. And you can see the hearts. You can see the love there. Beekle and Alice had many new adventures. They told funny jokes. So you can see her there coloring and how the fun they're having. And she's drawing all that. The world began to feel a little less strange. That's right, it feels less strange. Why? You're right, he's beginning to see friends, he's making friends, and he is, how is he feeling now? You're right, he's happy, happy, happy. And together, they did the unmanageable. What was that? Yes, you're right, they went back to the island. And here we have the author when he was little, and it says, Dan Sand's parents raised him with the hope that he would one day become a doctor. But instead, his mind filled with thoughts of drawing pictures and writing stories. So he had a big imagination when he was little. And sometimes the best friends lie just beyond our imagination. Well, thank you for listening to me, and I hope you have a good day. Bye, friends.